Hello, and welcome back to Infinite Roleplay. My name is Nelson, and we are back. Yes, back in InKarnate. Why? Goodies. That's why. Got a new map I made with InKarnate on screen since their last update, which was yesterday. Pretty cool. I don't know if you can see from here. Oops. I just messed my own map up. What's wrong with me? Anyway, like I said, I don't know if you can see from here, but right chair. What do I have? Wintry trees, wintry pines, snow-covered pines. So as you go more northward, you can get the snow-covered pines. It's great. It's beautiful. You know, this looks fairly much the same. Pine trees, forests, and what's that? A volcano all its own. Yep. So they got a few cool features, right? Biggest one is this bad boy right here. You know what that does? It's a zoom. So we can now zoom into our maps and play around. You know, when you get closer in the zoom, of course, you notice that it's a bit blurry because it's a low resolution. But being that this is a free program, I mean, really, can you complain? The only thing to do next would be to possibly have a higher resolution option. But even now, I mean, getting in this close and just chopping at your coastline, the tiniest brush they have, you can see like the kind of decisions that you make, and like really just get in there and make those decisions now. Clicking the zoom, just dragging all the way back up, and you know, from this level, it might not mean much to you, but I love just getting in there and doing every little detail. It's so fun. Yeah. You got this bad boy. Wait. Let me not get ahead of myself. Let's go to the tree section. Now, I know you remember the mountains, the trees, and the pine trees, right? These were coniferous trees, and these were the deciduous trees. These were the coniferous trees prior. I mean, they still are coniferous and deciduous, but we now have an option for autumn trees, snow-covered pines, palm trees, swamp trees, and dead trees. So a nice mixture to start filling up our biomes a little more. Cool. We go here to the objects, and you would notice all these objects are the same as before, but there are a few cool additions, which is this specific tree claw, large mountain, which if I just plop off to the distance, that's the size of that mountain. And we go down here, let's not randomize the size and make it the biggest mountains there are, and place the biggest mountains normally. They're not as big as that monstrosity. Also, all you can do with these mountains after selecting them is delete them. However, this big bad boy is only selectable through the object screen. So let's go back to the objects, select, and we can either delete, push to front, push back, or add a note. So we can actually label our mountains now independently. You want a specific mountain, or you have some sort of dwarven hold in a mountain range, plop one of these bad boys in the middle of that range, and you can start labeling your dwarven holds. Pretty straightforward, right? Beautiful. Let's get rid of that. And place, of course, you've seen it on the map already, this little sexy volcano. Don't even have to worry about drawing volcanoes anymore, just place one. It's beautiful. You know, we get little stars for whatever reason. Whatever reason you want, you got them. And because it's a thing, a scale feature. Now, you still can't scale your objects. I personally feel that that's something missing. I would love to scale the independent objects, such as this scale feature would be nice. But you could always just say that's a 30-mile distance. Each block is a 30-mile distance, right? And that's only about 60 miles from there to there. It's not that far. It's a pretty small place. You know, it's a slightly bit more than 30 miles. Actually, it's very narrow. It's just under 30 miles. Just under a day's travel. So that's pretty narrow. That's fine though. I mean, they have the feature. What else do they have? Oh, the grids. Grids. Now, before we had the brush, and I showed you how the square brush snapped. Now we can actually turn off or on the grid, the visual opacity of the grid, and actually select the scale and type. As you can see, there's a hex and a square. Opacity is 0 because I don't want to see the grid, but you can start turning the grid on. You could also go so far as to label little corners of the grid with the text tool and whatnot. But the size is also awesome. Just look at this. Like if I wanted to, let's say, go here, go to add, and go to block. Boom. It's a block of land, right? I'm gonna go back down to grid and size it down to about 29. I'm gonna get 30. There we go, 30. Right? Go to paint. Look at all that extra texture. So I can go to ice bright. Paint this whole thing ice bright. So you know, you'll see what I'm doing in a minute. And then select something like the roads or the borders. Go back to grid, and then just turn the opacity off. And what I have is a legend. You know, I can type some text in the legend. Wait. Like a John legend. Take some, type some text in the legend and just, again, play stuff around. And drop stuff in there. Now my map can have like a little section of awesome. So yeah, that's some cool stuff. I mean, then you can cycle through the actual textures that they have. Of course, they have the good old-fashioned desert texture, tundra, ice bright for, you know, better ice, and then they have these things right here, reds. Why is red even there? I don't know. Yellers. Blend that into your grass a bit. Oranges as well. Purple. Why do you need purple? What if you want to make like an alien landscape? An area of like, I don't know, like this whole thing over here is some sort of cursed area. Why is it cursed? Why, I don't know. But it is cursed indeed, to be different shades of stuff. Magenta, You know, I'm just being silly right now. But you can make a Candyland map like that, I guess. A lot of bright colors. No. Right? So, anyways, a ton of new stuff. Well, not maybe not a ton, but some great new stuff. I think maybe I'll come back to doing this InKarnate vlog a little bit more. I was doing the Dungeon a Day tutorial, just to, a step-by-step process starting from scratch, how to do old-fashioned sort of OSR, AD&D type dungeons. There's more that I can do there, but I think there's a lot I can get done with this as well. And for those of you who are just wondering, yep, it's a hex grid. We can turn the hex grid on too. So there you go. No, don't just drop that. I didn't want to drop that. So we got you can get the hex coloring in as well. So I guess, I guess this could, like, if you divide your map into a hex and say you had a kingdom and you wanted to plop that down to represent the reach, the expanse of the kingdom, then I guess maybe, like, that's the surrounding area. Where's the... Oh, I gotta go back to the grid to turn off the opacity. Right? Then I can go up here, select some sort of, icon, drop that down, add a note. This is my land. I didn't type any of that. So, anyway, this is my land, surrounded by purple. Now, if you could copy maps in InKarnate, I think maybe that should be the next step. The ability to copy maps, because let's go back out here. I don't want to save this. No, I destroyed my map. Now, we have different maps, right? If I could take this map and have some sort of copy feature up here, then I could have the same map and color it two different ways to possibly have a region map. One beautiful map that shows the terrain, the biomes, the basic locations of things, and maybe another map that is the same exact map, a copied and pasted map, that I can show kingdoms, like the borders of actual kingdoms, without having to destroy the initial map. Either that or just way more resolution. Anyway, that's just a quick look at some of the new stuff and InKarnate's latest update. Of course, my name is Nelson. This has been Infinite Roleplay. Always remember to keep cool, get all your crafts on, and never, ever let anyone or anything limit your creativity. Peace.